Broadcasting from the, well, I can't even remember what hall we're in here.
Carey Hall.
Or Carey Hall, St. Vincent College in Latrobe here for Steelers training camp, our annual broadcast and trek up to camp. Thank you for digging through the through the concrete to find us here.
And waking up early.
In the game room.
I'm usually,
Oh, you're a mom, so you're
yeah,
always up
I kind of have that mom clock, and I usually like to work out before, but I didn't. So anyway, I stayed up to watch Hard Knocks, so that was like a big deal.
So we were
Yeah,
just
me
talking
too.
about that. Bill watched it, and I didn't get an opportunity to.
It's
And-
all AB. I mean, the
It
whole
really
first
is.
episode.
There's no storylines.
It sounded like last night's episode was kind of boring, save for if you haven't heard it yet. Let's, Tom, will you run the clip of AB's kids asking him where Roethlisberger is?
Daddy, why are you not on the black team, Daddy?
I am on the black team. Daddy just gotta wait to practice. You ready to see me work or what?
Why are you not running today?
Daddy's feet still sore. Come on.
Where's Rutherford?
Huh?
Where's Rutherford?
He play with the Steelers.
Come
Our
on.
quarterback Derek now. We don't play with Roethlisberger no more.
Come
Play with the
on.
Raiders.
It was kind of cute.
It was cute.
How many times did AB call him Rosenberg?
The kids pronounced his name better than he did. Right away, they knew how to say it. He's still struggling with it. Ramenberger doesn't know. So, Missy, you know why I wasn't watching Hard Knocks? I was watching you on Steelers.com and catching up on some stuff that I may have missed in the last couple of weeks. And you did sit down with Tunch Ilkin and brought up something that I think I am guilty of, and that is maybe overestimating the concern at tight end. And, you know, I think if
I don't think you should overestimate that.
all right, could we turn Mike's mic on there? Or was it on and I didn't catch it? Okay. You don't think I should overestimate that?
The concern.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned.
Well, all right, Xavier Grimble, if he doesn't fumble in Denver, maybe I all of a sudden have a different opinion of the depth at tight end right now. Vance McDonald, of course, has been great.
Vanimal looks great out there.
Yes. But Tunch wasn't so worried. I'm wondering what you think.
I'm like Pursuta. I agree. I'm probably in the masses that's a little nervous about that tight end depth. You know, Vance was acquired during the preseason via trade. He kind of was just dropped off in Carolina for that final and fourth preseason game. I'm not saying that I don't think Xavier Grimble can help, but I just think what Vance and Jesse James were able to do to help the offense, maybe even at the same time, I'm not sure we're there yet. But you know, Tunch's point, too, is you take into account that AB's not there. You're going to do different things with different wide receivers. But still, you know, Vance gets hurt. That's not a good thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would be panicking.
And you need three, right?
Right.
Even if Grimble is, I think Grimble is an NFL tight end, whether he's a 2 or a 3.
But who's the third?
But who's
Who's
the
the
other
third?
one in the group? And you look at the draft pick.
How about the kid from Pine Richland?
Well,
Kevin Rader. Well, I know. And Zach Gentry. Go ahead. Go through
Zach
your
Gentry's
list.
the guy I wanted to address. 6'8", 265. Now think of a 6'8" frame. 265. Grimble's 6'4", 261. He looks like a tight end. Zach Gentry
6'8".
is 6'8", 265.
He's gotta put
He looks
15,
like a
20
guy who
on.
used to play quarterback who it doesn't have the bulk yet to carry his frame. I'm not saying he's not going to be a player down the line, but I think
He needs to hit the weight room
right here
now.
and
Yeah.
now, you don't want to go there, right?
No, I agree. I'm with you on that one. That's where I think Tunch is very protective of Xavier Grimble, which, you know, you probably got from the gist of that video. But I'm with Pursuta. It's that third spot where you're kind of like, knock on wood, if something bad would happen to Vance.
Which, by the way, he has had seasons before where he has not played every game.
This is very true.
We're gonna knock
He
on wood
started
right
his
now.
Steelers career that way.
So, yeah, I think the third tight end is on another team right now.
All
What
right.
about
and
getting creative with some of the running backs, like the depth that we have there and those guys pass catching and
I mean, I think Jalen Samuels is that jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife type of guy, but not. I still think you need another true tight end.
Yeah, they're going to be times when they're going to want 2 in there to block.
right.
Chooks. Put Chooks in.
Yeah. They need another tight end, cuz.
I'm just trying to, I'm just trying not to be Hey, how are they going to do this? They're in a lot
This
of trouble.
is very
you know.
Steelers. We are thinking and stressing about the third tight end.
Yes.
This is we're right where we should be right now.
Exactly.
We're peak training camp.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the legendary call I heard on AM radio 20 years ago, calling into Tunch and Wolf's show.
Oh, my God.
Some guy calling up saying like, "Hey, fellas, I was out at training camp, and I got to tell you, I was alarmed at the play of Checky Akobe
In the one-on-one blocking drills.
which he
That
was our
the exact
backup
word.
center.
Alarmed.
I was alarmed.
Alarmed.
Tell you what, our backup ain't good enough.
Third day at camp.
No, now the big news seems to be the depth at offensive line has been the overriding sort of
Oh, yeah, we're growing the
success
Munch trees.
story of camp.
Yeah.
Is that a year after Munchak has left, and there were concerns that they'd be able to maintain consistency. Not only have they been able to do that, but it seems like they've even added to the arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably you're not gonna be able to keep all of them. That's the crazy thing. There's probably gonna be some O-line guys that are maybe traded and or cut that are gonna go play on an NFL team. You know, the Cleveland Browns. I know everyone likes to talk about the Browns. Do you know how bad they could use some of our offensive
Right.
line, like our backup offensive line? I'm not talking about our like starters, our guys.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a position where they have a lot of depth, which is not a bad thing to have at this point. But yeah, when they have to whittle it down to 53, there's going to be some good guys cut.
All right, let me flip it to the other side of the ball now. Terrell Austin coming here seems to have injected a lot of energy, and it seems to me that the focus on stripping the ball and turnovers, something we were just abysmal at last year. These are all positive things, and I like the direction it's all going. Is it a lot of smoke, or are these guys buying into it?
No, they're totally buying into it. I think the guys they were buying into it back in Pittsburgh during OTAs and minicamp. Even Pursuta, you can probably attest to just the drills that he was putting these guys through during warm-ups and individuals. He's very vocal during practice. You know,
Very vocal during practice.
There might
He's
be
vocal when he's not at practice.
Yes, that's true. He's yeah. You guys should talk to him. He's a good
He's a
guy.
vocal coach in the offseason. So.
Yeah, that's right.
But there might be a nice pass breakup in the end zone during a 7 shots or something. He's screaming, "Why didn't you get the interception?" You know, he just doesn't want you to get your hand
Right.
on the ball. He wants you to get the ball. The whole thing with the jugs machine, I'm sure you guys have
Yeah.
talked about that. It might
Which
sound
seems
simple,
to me like
but
that's such a no. Like it seems like when you hear it,
Why
you're like,
haven't they
why
been doing
haven't
this?
they been doing
Right.
that?
well, they're doing it now.
Yeah.
It's mandatory. So
To Missy's point, yesterday we were at practice and we were watching them, and there was a pass breakup.
Dangerfield.
And Dangerfield was celebrating, and Terrell Austin ran in screaming, "Hey, the ball's on the ground. What are you celebrating?"
oh yeah, he
And it was like,
he runs.
I
and
like
points.
that guy.
Yeah.
But, I stopped him from catching it. And I knocked
No,
it
no,
away.
no. We don't celebrate plays we're supposed to make.
Okay, so then that leads to my next question: is that it's been nice to see that Cam Sutton has been able to show his versatility in the defensive backfield, but with Davis being hurt and this Cam Kelly guy coming out, and I get excited about guys like this that
I like
are
him.
off the radar for me, anyways. And all of a sudden they get thrown in because of an injury, and they step in and they're doing the job. I mean, Coach Tomlin had some positive things to say about him yesterday,
Yeah.
which is a rare thing for Coach Tomlin to do about a guy like that.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, it's rare at this juncture for anybody, but particularly a young guy who's not established yet.
Right.
He usually has some quip about, I'll tell you guys when to get excited or something.
Yeah.
And he talked about how in shape he is and how he's seizing the moment. And the moment has become, a week and a half of opportunity
Well, I was
with the
going to
first
say,
team?
yeah, I mean, Sean Davis dressed yesterday, went out to practice, just did individuals. That's the first we've seen him in pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
He hasn't dressed since they put pads on. So I think he got hurt during one of those first 2 practices. So, yeah, Cameron Kelly has gotten a ton of opportunities, and he's definitely taking advantage of them.
But the guy who's about to be the star of this camp is a quarterback from Alabama
That's your guy.
named Devlin Hodges. And I think you know the answer to this question. Why does everybody call him Duck Dynasty?
All right, I'll tell you. I talked to him about it yesterday. So he is a national champion duck caller. Guys, I'm not. I did a 4-minute interview. I literally just wanted to know a few bullet points for the first preseason game to use on the sidelines. I was so intrigued. I'm like, well, what's the apparatus look like? Do you have one with you right now? And he said when he was 11, he won a junior national championship at age 13.
It's this guy from Alabama
he
or
just
what?
for fun this past offseason between mini camp and training camp just walked up to a competition back in Alabama and he's like, I want it. I haven't even practiced in a while. It's like riding a bike though.
Does he have one on his keychain? I bet he has one on his keychain.
For sure.
He said he has one in his dorm, and I said, well, when would you bust that out? He was like, oh, I'm not comfortable. He's like, that could make people go crazy. If you don't know what it is, you would literally, like, people
There's
would
a
go
duck in the
crazy.
dorm.
So
Here's how much
said-
of a northern Yankee I am. I didn't know that there was competitive duck calling.
I didn't
know that
either.
that was a thing.
I didn't either. But so I said, I don't mean to be dumb, but like, how does a competition work? He goes, that's not a dumb question.
If the ducks come,
No,
you win.
no. There's no ducks at the competition. There's
ducks around.
No ducks.
They-
And I said, I don't understand. He was like, well, it's more of like, how good your call is. It's a judgment thing, a listening thing. I'm like, well, but if there's no ducks, what if the ducks don't like it?
Right.
But there's no ducks apparently at these national competitions.
Here's why I want this guy to do well. How great would it be is if he was one day starting in the NFL, he throws a touchdown pass and 60,000 people do duck calls.
Or if he throws a bad one, you say, well, that's a wounded duck, and he ought to know.
There you go.
Coach Tomlin called him Duck Dynasty yesterday, which
Yeah.
I thought was pretty funny.
That got everybody talking. Why is that? So I thought
He might have had a beard. I still
I
haven't
didn't
seen
want
his
to.
face
I didn't
yet.
want to.
No, it's okay.
I knew you were working on this angle, but
Working, yeah.
it kind of came out yesterday. So thank you for
If
sharing.
I can send you the audio, Pursuit. I know you want to listen to it.
I got to get him to do that sometime.
That he said he needs to maybe have a good performance or so before he would feel comfortable.
Let's see how he does
That's
against
fine.
Tampa.
Yeah.
I
Before they
respect
tell him to
that.
stick that duck call somewhere else.
Do you love this kid's attitude and his confidence and
Yes.
how much he thinks he's a quarterback?
He took what? How many? He had how many reps during 7 shots yesterday?
3.
3.
And then he did a 2-minute, and
Hey.
he was really good in that.
You ran out of time, right?
He did, but a lot of the time was wasted with him having to line guys up where they should have been instead of where they were.
Because he was with like scrubs.
And got like the one receiver, Brandon Riley, just got here last week,
Yeah,
and
he
it
doesn't
was
know where he is.
it was a little scattered.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, he drops back, plants that foot, and throws the ball. He's not overthinking it, and he's trusting his arm.
All right, Missy.
Not everybody in this camp's doing that.
It sounds like a Mason Rudolph, Josh Dobbs hit there. Missy, you are this year going to be officially a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers Radio Network broadcasting team from kickoff till the final whistle, along with Tunch Ilk and Bill Hillgrove and Craig Wolfley. You're going to be on the sidelines.
I'm gonna be keeping Wolf in line.
Nice.
Trying to, I think.
I like it.
Something like that.
Well, that's
but yes,
awesome.
I'm very excited.
Well, welcome to the family because we all consider ourselves part of that Pittsburgh Steelers Radio Network from now until the Super Bowl. By the way, where's the Super Bowl this year?
Miami.
Oh, God.
Let's do it.
Miami.
We could take a trip to Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Same time zone. I like that. All right, Missy, thanks as always, and hope to be speaking with you soon.
You're welcome.
We're going to do a
Thanks.
commercial break. We're going to come back. We're broadcasting live from Steelers training camp, St. Vincent College in Latrobe this morning on your home of the Steelers, DVE.